how does it feel like driving like this car like every day?
I would say it's surreal. Definitely a weird feeling because before I had this, I didn't have any car. I probably won't go too fast. Don't worry. I just had to do that one there.
We cannot go too fast.
It's just weird. I almost feel like I don't even I almost feel like I don't deserve it. For kids like our age to have like a car like this, it's not something that you do see too often. So it almost feels like weird having it. Like you look around, you don't see too many people who have, you know, maybe a car like this. It's just weird thinking back to where I was whenever I was just coming up in this business and I was learning from some of the top people. I just literally got driven around everywhere. And I was still driven around in other supercars because people in our business, most of them have supercars, but I didn't have a car for like literally a whole year. And I was just getting driven around by people, but it was a good thing because I was able to learn from them and just get mentored by some of the top people in our company. So that's like, thinking back to it, I just like, sometimes I'll sit in here, I'm like, wow, so it actually ended up working out. It's crazy. But 2 to 3 years ago, so I was doing a couple different things. So actually 2 to 3 years ago, 3 years ago would have been like right at the end of COVID. I was trying to, because I was playing sports at the time, I was playing football, so I was trying to figure out if I wanted to. I had years of eligibility for playing football, so there's some schools I was looking to go play football at, and I wanted to go back and play football. Ended up not working out because of, like, you know, the pandemic, different situations, and so I ended up just staying at my parents' house for probably about a year, and then trying to figure out where to go to school at. Was working as like a painter. I was working as a painter for a little bit, literally just painting white walls, like literally just painting white walls for like, again, it's like $10 an hour, just minimum wage. Like literally no financial freedom, none of that. It's like I was stuck. I was literally just stuck at home. So eventually ended up deciding to go to a school in Pennsylvania. I went for exercise science because that's what I'm passionate about. I was passionate about like learning how to train, learning how to just figure out how to like lift as much weight as possible, but ended up just not really caring for that too much because it doesn't pay that much money. So that's where I was at about a couple years ago. I was literally just like, in my spare time, I was just like playing video games, just like not, like I always had drive. I just like was not spending my time doing the best of activities. Nothing too bad, but I was just playing video games. Just, I was never like never cared to drink or like do drugs or smoke or anything like that, but I was not maxing out on how much work I could really do towards something that was like actually purposeful. I was just like doing stuff that had no meaning to it. Video games, and then eventually I did end up going to school, and eventually I did end up going to a school, and then I just started hanging around not the best of people for what I was trying to do. So I got caught into that sort of trap of just following what everybody else was doing, just going along with the crowd, even though that's not who I was. Like I was always someone who was highly driven to just, like growing up, when you play sports, when you play football, you always want to end up in the NFL, like you see yourself doing that. So that's always what I kind of strive for. Eventually, that's not something that lasts forever. So, like it's just tricky because you just get caught in doing what everybody else does. And then, because you have to do something. Like if you don't have any sort of direction of like, oh, here's something I could really put my energy into, the only other thing that you're told to do is go to college. So that's what I ended up doing, even though in the back of my head, I never cared for college. I never cared for school. I didn't like high school. All I cared about in high school was literally just sports. Literally just sports, playing football, lifting weights, and then nothing else. Plus chicks. I can't say that. All I cared about, I didn't care about going to physics class or going to geometry. Like I did not care for any of that stuff. All I cared for was lifting weights, becoming strong, getting jacked, getting in good shape, and yeah, pretty much all I cared about.
All right, so how did you find virtual sales?
I found virtual sales literally through Instagram. Saw one of my buddies was doing it. At the time, he had bought a Porsche, drop-top Porsche, and I'd seen that he was having a lot of success. I also knew him from high school, so that definitely helped, but I trusted his character. I knew that we were both grinders. We were both hard-working kids who grew up playing sports. We were playing football, baseball, and so I saw what he was doing, and then I just ended up just jumping into it. Saw he bought a Porsche. Like if someone who's in their 20s buys a Porsche, like you got to at least ask questions and see like what they're doing, because that's not normal. So I just started trying to figure out what he was doing, and here we are.
Awesome.
So
when you first started, what were those early weeks like?
Early weeks, I would say, woo, close call. I would say the early weeks are, it was a lot of balancing, with my schedule, because I was still at the time, I was still working as a cashier. I was still in school. We were just about to start a new semester, and I was trying to figure out literally just how to, I knew that at the time, the opportunity was there, and I didn't want it to be the case where I decided to wait. I didn't want to decide to wait, and then a year from now, the opportunity wouldn't be there. And then I would look back and say, dang, I really wish I had given that opportunity a shot. I really wish I had at least gone for it, because it was something I had never seen before. Like I'd never seen someone who was in their 20s buy a Porsche. There was a bunch of other people who were driving around very nice cars. So the opportunity was there. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't there if I decided to not do it right then and there. And so I was very urgent about getting stuff done very quickly. Like I was very urgent about making sure that like I was working, like my schedule was, I was working everything around trying to make sure that this worked. I was switching classes around, I was dropping classes, I was dropping my hours working as a cashier. Yeah, just like literally just trying to make sure that no matter what, I was switching where I was living at. Like I dropped the lease, got a new lease, because I wanted to have an environment where I could just only focus on doing this. I wanted to literally just focus on this, just go all in on it. I wanted to put myself in an environment where I knew that there would be no possible way I could let it fail. So I was just very urgent about it. I treated it with a lot of respect, because I'd never seen something like that before.
When was the first time you realized this is actually working?
Yeah, first, honestly, it was like, I would say I always had belief in it. Like I always had belief in it right from the start, just because I just saw like the character of the people who were there. Like it wasn't like, sure, it was like fancy cars, nice dinners, like all that stuff, fun trips, all that stuff, but really I saw the character of the people who were in the organization. I saw like every day they were up at like 5 o'clock. They were hitting the gym. They were, they were going in the ice tub. They were like posting like late night sales. Like that just shows that, like, sure, you can post about fancy cars, fancy like paychecks, like things like that. But whenever I saw the process behind it, and I saw, oh, like these guys are actually like going to, like these are like my people. Like when I was in football, like I just love the grind. I just love waking up early, like getting after it, like just grinding towards like a purpose, like kind of like you would grind towards like a championship game. Like you would just grind all day long, training hard. Like that was like that same culture, was just literally waking up super early, hitting the gym, and then getting after sales like all day long, just grinding. Like I didn't want anything else other than that. So I'd say I always believed in it, but the process of seeing like the people, the character, that also helped for sure. What was the main thing that took me from not making anything to 6 figures? Honestly, it was just thinking long term. I feel like I just always thought long term with it. I literally just saw a bunch of other people who were having success. They were my age, they were in their 20s, and I just knew, like, all right, if they're doing it, there's no reason I can't do it as well. I see the amount of work that goes into it. I see the pathway. I've seen the math, like as far as like how many calls you need to make to get a sit, how many sales you need to make, like all that stuff to get, this desired income. I just saw all that and I just figured, like, if they can do it, there's no reason I can't do it as well. So I just always thought long term, like it's gonna happen at some point. So I was always very patient with the results. I was just urgent with the process, just day in, day out, just being consistent, just making sure that I was putting myself in a good environment, just being disciplined with my habits. We always say in this business, it's who you develop into. So I just made sure that, like, it's not like success just happens from some special sort of secret thing that you do. It's always who you develop into daily. So that was always something that was emphasized in our business. So I just knew that if I keep doing the same things that everybody else is doing day in, day out, and there's no reason why I can't have the success that they have, because they bleed the same as I do, they breathe the same as I do, so why not me?
Why this car? What does it represent to you?
Why this car? I would say that's part of it. But yeah, I would say, I mean, it's pretty fast. It goes 0 to 60 in like 2.8 seconds. So it's a fast car, it's a nice car. I like the way the sun shines on it. Plus, it's just what everybody does in our business. Like, you might as well, like, everybody gets a supercar at some point, so I figured I might as well do it too.
And what does it represent to you?
What it represents to me, I would say it's proof. I would say it's proof in the pudding. Anybody can post about sales that they've made. Anybody can post about paychecks. Anybody can post about how hard they grind. But at the end of the day, if you're 20 and you have a nice car like this, you must be doing something right. So I would say it just represents proof in the pudding. I would say it represents over time, just consistency over time. Like, you don't get something like this without being consistent over time.
But for somebody currently working a $12 an hour job, seeing this video, what would you tell them?
I would say it's like you have two options. Like you can either, my fear was just always staying in that spot forever. Like if nothing changes, nothing changes. So like if something, like if you don't take some sort of action, you don't have some sort of crap, like I need to like figure something out, you're just gonna stay there. Like nobody's coming to save you. Like at the end of the day, it's just you. It's just God and you. So I just always knew that I have to take a risk. I have to do something about it. And I knew I was meant for more than just getting paid 12 bucks an hour. So I'd say that's what I would recommend. I'd recommend getting into 100% commission virtual sales, because 100% commission, that means you can make as much money as you want to. It's all based off of the work that you put in. So whatever you put in, that's what you get out. Now with that comes a lot of responsibility, and with that comes extreme ownership, and just knowing that like there's nobody telling you what to do. Like if you're in your 20s, like now that's the time whenever you want to like work as much as you can. Like you're capable of it. Like you have so much energy at that time. Like that's the time to take the risk anyways. Because if it doesn't work out, then you at least learn something. You at least learn, okay, this opportunity wasn't for me. Either way, you're learning something. Like there's no risk associated with going in on a 100% commission sales job, because like you don't have kids, you don't have a mortgage, you don't have any of that stuff. Now it would be a bad idea to maybe try and get into it if you're like 35 or 40. Like at that point it's too late. So there was no barrier to entry either. Like we could just, like you didn't need a college degree. Like all I was told was you need no college degree, you need no prior work experience, no prior sales experience. You just have to like literally just show up and be a grinder. You just like, the people who are competitive, money motivated, those are the people who have success. As long as you do that and you read a script word for word, then there's no reason you can't have success. So I just saw that and I just literally just jumped into it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys haven't clicked subscribe yet, go ahead and click subscribe on the YouTube channel. And if you guys have any questions whatsoever about selling life insurance virtually, you guys can shoot me a DM by clicking the link in the description. Yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next video.